When a child has completed their treatment and a family has realized that the treatment is over, there are a number of different factors that come into play. With a leukemia diagnosis for a child that's been treated for 3.5 years, we often have families say that the clinic and the staff that they've worked with are like family to them. And we want that to be the case. We want them to feel as supported as we can possibly make them feel. But the challenge is when they're done with their treatment, we don't see them as often. They've gone through a really difficult time where their anxiety was incredibly high, and the reassurance that's helped them has come from the medical team that they've worked with. And now we're saying to them, you're going to come less frequently. And that's really hard for a lot of families, because then they say, well, who's going to support us? Who's going to help us? And then I think a lot of families struggle with, they tell their friends and their family that the treatment is over, and everyone says, fantastic, and then goes about their business. But the family is still left impacted by what they went through, and they're still trying to readjust to life post-treatment. And they're saying oftentimes, I don't really feel like I'm done. I don't feel like this journey is over yet. I still have a lot of worries. I still have a lot of concerns. And it can feel a little bit more isolating at that point, and that they're kind of having to struggle with some of that stuff on their own. The fear of relapse is with every family that finishes their treatment, because when you're in treatment, you feel like you're fighting. You feel like you're getting chemotherapy. You feel like you're coming to your clinic appointments. You feel like you're doing everything you need to do to cure your child. And then that stops, and you're left wondering, is what we did going to be successful? And there's no answer to that other than time. And that's really difficult to sit and wait to see if the treatment is successful. We emphasize to every family that we work with that we're here for them, regardless of where they are in their treatment or whether they're done with their treatment. And I've had families come back to me 2 or 3 years after treatment and want to process what's happened to them and where they are now. And if we can't help them, or we're not convenient to help them at this point, 2 or 3 or 4 years after treatment, then we identify somebody in the community who can't help them. But our approach is sort of once a patient, always a patient.